This is actually for both Kirk and Beth. My question is, how was the NCAA apprised of this matter? Was this something that you turned in? Was it something that they discovered? Or was there another school involved that actually turned you in?
Yeah, again, and I apologize, there's little we can say, but in this case, we were notified of the violation by the NCAA.
Thank you. Kirk, you used the term several months. Why did this come to a head, within the last 24 hours or whatever?
Sure. I mean, there's a process that's involved, and from the time the NCAA contacted us, we've cooperated fully with them. But there's a procedure, and it's not a fast-paced procedure. I'm not being judgmental. It just takes time. So as we move through it, again, I think we all shared information and talked and visited, and just seems like this is a smart approach to take based on the information we've learned and precedent's been set, those types of things. And our goal really is to control the timeline right now. The last thing I want this is to be something hanging over our heads over for the next couple months. We just want to be proactive. Again, I acknowledge an error in judgment and take ownership for it and want to move forward.
Chad Weiss, coach, my registered for Kirk Ferentz. I guess just piecing together, I don't know if you want to call it like bad luck or what between the gambling, Cade and Proctor situation and this. I mean, I guess how would you kind of summarize just sort of like these things happening to you guys? Where I think the general consensus is out there in the world, like there's a lot of the same stuff going on. Yet Iowa's kind of the difference here.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think there's some unique circumstances surrounding this particular case, but the bottom line is it was impermissible contact. That's what the investigation's about, and the facts are the facts. And so there's a line, and I crossed that line. I made a bad error in judgment, and I'm just going to take ownership, and I'm not lumping it with anything else. This is something, and to me, this whole issue really is about a judgment or a decision that I made that's unfortunate, and we just want to address it, and then we want to move forward. Yep.
This question is for Kirk. We've heard some players mention that they had been approached by schools even before or when they didn't enter the portal. Does that sort of dynamic that's already in place in college football,
Sure.
does that sort of inform your, how you feel about this suspension?
I mean, yes and no. I can just say that, the world we all live in, in college football, a lot of things are cloudy and things have changed. It's a very changing environment, and it is continually changing. But there's still a line, and it's no different than football. The goal line's a goal line, first down line's a first down line, and you either make a stop or you don't. It really, all the other stuff aside, it's really about a decision I made, and I regret that decision. And, so there are really no excuses, and that's my job. I'm the head coach. I take responsibility for that.
Keith Murphy,
Yeah.
Coach, were you aware at the time specifically what the rule was?
Yeah, I don't want to get into too many details about an ongoing case, but like I said, I think there are some unique circumstances involved in this case, and I'm really not going to elaborate on it at this point. But as we stand here today, it really doesn't matter. I made a decision that I think just needs to be addressed.
Coach, forgive me, I know you can't elaborate too much, but what more can you tell us about the nature of the decision that you made? Was it contacting the player too early, just to clarify?
Yeah, it was improper contact before a player was in the portal. Yep, I can say that. Yep.
Kirk, you're going to be down, John, Phil's banged up. How's your staff approaching next week?
Yeah, unfortunately, I thought I had a plan. The plan was to, not to make light of this, but the plan was to, notify the staff this morning. We had an early meeting scheduled and then visit with the team during practice or after practice, or actually it was in the team meeting this morning before practice. And everybody's responded really well. And the bottom line is, we've got a really strong program, a great coaching staff, excellent team, leadership there. So, and it's like I told the players, players win games, not coaches. So we have a job to do. Staff will do a great job. It'll be seamless next Saturday, with me not being there, and I've got total confidence in our team. They're going to respond and do a great job.
Yeah, Pat, this is for Beth. I know you probably can't answer this, but did the NCAA share with you how they found out? And were you guys not aware of this at all during the 2023 season? Since it appears that this violation took place about 3 months ago.
I'm not sure there's anything I can share on that in terms of the timing of it. But what I will say, and this is the normal course of how we operate, we have I think a really robust compliance program. And if we would have been aware, we would have self-reported that to the NCAA.
For Beth, along those lines, John Stephanie, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Along those lines, you also self-reported the violation involving Tyler Barnes with the impermissible contact. What's kind of your overall philosophy on self-reporting, and why do you think that this didn't come to light earlier?
I think there's a lot of moving pieces. Every year, and I know you all see these reports, part of our self-governance process, part of the NCAA process, is that we continue to provide education across all gamut of rules, and that we self-enforce. It is, as you all already know, a really complex rule book. And so there are many times in which, for a variety of reasons, we may miss on that. And when we identify them, oftentimes that's coming directly from a coach who realizes that they're making a mistake. But in the best of times, when there's clarity, and I think we'd all agree there's not as much clarity in college athletics today as perhaps there has been in the past. But those rules are really difficult to follow. But I think generally the thing we continue to take to heart, I know Coach does as well, and the rest of our team and our staff, is that we are going to do our best to comply with all NCAA rules, all other policies we have at the university. And when we become aware that we've missed on one of those marks, we're going to learn from it, take responsibility, and move forward.
Elliot Hawkeye Beacons for Kirk. And for just clarity purposes, Kirk, was this maybe a misunderstanding of a rule, or just happens to be a mistake, like you mentioned?
Yeah, I just think I would phrase it. I think there's some unique circumstances surrounding this, but as we stand here today, it's a violation. So it is what it is, and we need to deal with it appropriately. We do live in a competitive environment. It's changing, but that still doesn't, it's not an excuse. There are no excuses for crossing the line.
Tyler Tashman with Good Morning Register for Kirk. At this point, can you name the starting quarterback for this season opener and just offer some insight to where that position's at?
Yeah, we'll get to that point at some point, but I can just say, I think I can, and optimistic about the way the guys are performing right now. So we'll get to that in a second, though. Yeah.
Michael Austin, Cedar Rapids Gazette. I forgot that last time. If I understand the timeline right, it was over a year after the alleged infraction. There was this process began. Do you have any speculation, or do you know why it began, when it began, and from where it came?
Yeah, I would be speculating. All I know is, when the NCAA reached out to us regarding this, we've been cooperating fully with them since that time, and that's how we got here today at this point. And again, just for clarity, this is self-imposed on our part, not something that they've ruled on yet.
Scott Document with The Athletic. I wanted to ask about the student athlete in question here. Is the athlete eligible? Was he granted immunity by the NCAA in order to come clean, or what's the situation involving the athlete?
I can answer knowing that he is eligible. I have no knowledge of him not being eligible at any point this season. So that's that. And really, I think the bigger issue, it's about who made the decision for the illegal contact, and that would be me.
Coach Steve Murphy, how difficult is the thought of missing the first game?
Yeah, I've never been there before, so it's going to be something different and unique. I know some coaches missed during COVID. But yeah, this will be a first-time experience. I've been away from the team during game week. That was unusual. But I guess if there's a lesson learned, you know, going back 20-some years ago, our team just did a great job. Staff did a great job. Players did a great job. So, you know, it's hard to be away. Games are important. I always talk to our guys about, you know, you get 12 opportunities guaranteed, period. And we spend a lot of time working to have those 12 opportunities. So you know, this is a very significant thing. It's not about me, but every game is significant. So it's going to be strange. It's going to be uncomfortable. But I have total confidence again in the people that I work with every day.
Well, yeah, Keith was had all our questions, but I'll jump in here, Kirk. Do you have to give any thought what you're going to do on game day?
Yeah, as you might imagine, I haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about it. But yeah, without great thought, I'll probably be at home watching very quietly, and you know, we'll see what that looks like. Yep.
This question is for Scott Rice for Keith. So NCAA, can you explain the process from here on out? Did they increase the suspension or anything like that?
I really can't comment on the specifics, other than we're going to continue to be collaborative and cooperative with that process. We have been to that point. We obviously communicated with them about the action steps we were taking today and for this first game. And so we're just anxious to continue to work with them through conclusion and trust that we'll end in a good spot.
Can you go over the timeline again as far as like month and year that the violation happened, and then also when it was brought to your attention?
The improper contact outside of the transfer portal window, or the prospect being in the transfer portal, occurred in late 2022. And I don't know if I can speak specifically to when we would have been notified, but obviously been working with them, for a period of months.
Okay, that'll wrap up this portion of the press conference. Coach will come up and talk.